it's Faith. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing and blessed week. Today I'm going to be talking about David and Goliath and the spiritual battle we face and how we can come against the enemy trying to attack our mind and our heart. So recently, particularly the past kind of 2-3 weeks in isolation, I was having a bit of trouble. I was struggling a bit, having to admit that. And I'm doing this Bible study at the moment, and it's by a little faith blog. I recommend you go check it out. And this month we're traveling back through Israel, looking at Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all those cool guys. And at one point we were reading through 1 Samuel, and it talks about the boy Samuel and how he grows up, and I recommend you read his story. It's so good. And in 1 Samuel, in chapter 17, we come to the story of David and Goliath. It really spoke to me because it's about a battle. And I think so many of us are facing battles right now. But even out of isolation, we face battles every day, right? And not so much the physical battles like, UFC or anything, but maybe a battle in sickness, or maybe a battle inside of you. And that's what I was going through. But I realized that in trying to defeat doubt and trying to win the battle and conquer the battle, I can't do it on my own strength. And the reason behind why we can't fight battles and win them and overcome every battle on our own strength is because we weren't made to do that. Simply, we were not created to be completely independent. We were made to be dependent on God. So basically, to try and sum up the story of how we got to David and Goliath, there's this battle between the Israelites and the Philistines. It's been going on for a while, and it continues to go on for a number of years. Now I'm going to pick up our Bibles, and yes, by the way, this is a new Bible. I'm really loving it. It's from Zondervan, so I recommend you check it out and you can make notes in it. This is not sponsored, by the way, just say no. And basically we're in chapter 17 and we come to the story of David and Goliath. The Philistines and the Israelites were going to go face to face, head to head in a full-on battle in war. So the Philistines had assembled at Soko. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. In Judah. Saul and the Israelites, and Saul was the king at that time, assembled and camped in the valley of Elah. There was a valley between the Philistines and the Israelites, and they were setting up camp to then go into battle. Now, a man named Goliath was a Philistine, and so he was an enemy of the Israelites. Now let me tell you a little bit about Goliath. Goliath wasn't just any ordinary man. He is the kind of man who was 9 feet tall. Yes, 9 feet tall. And he was huge. He was tall and he was strong. He was scary. And he had a little something to say to the Israelites. So in chapter 17 of 1 Samuel, verses 8 to 11, it says, Goliath stood and shouted to the ranks of Israel, "Why do you come out and line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine? And are you not the servants of Saul? Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects. But if I overcome him and kill him, you will become our subjects and serve us." Then the Philistines said, "This day I defy the armies of Israel. Give me a man and let us fight each other." On hearing the Philistines' words, Saul and all the Israelites were dismayed and terrified. Oh my. Goliath had just challenged the Israelites to a one-on-one with him. The Israelites, bring a man, see if he can defeat Goliath. If he can, then the Philistines will be servants to the Israelites. If not, then the Israelites will have to serve the Philistines. And Goliath, like I said, was a big man, and Saul, the king of Israel, and all the Israelites in the army were freaking out. They were saying, who in the world can we choose to defeat this guy? Now, I just want to make a note. I absolutely love this. In the Bible, God uses these people who you would least expect to win battles, who you would least expect to do great things, who are the least of the people. And he chooses them to make a difference. And this is what happens in this story with David. David was the youngest son of Jesse, out of many brothers, and he worked as a shepherd. Now, David was told of what was happening at the time with Goliath. And you know what he said? Get ready for it. In 1 Samuel chapter 17, verses 32 to 33, David said to Saul, "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him." Saul replied, "You are not able to go out against the Philistine and fight him. You are only a young man, and he has been a warrior from his youth." So David has now elected himself to go fight Goliath. David then goes on to tell Saul how, as a shepherd, he has been fighting off different lions and animals trying to come against his sheep. God has been preparing David this entire time so that he would come and fight Goliath. And you know what Saul says? In verses 37, Saul said to David, "Go, and the Lord be with you." So David grabbed his staff, grabbed 5 stones, grabbed a sling, and went off to defeat Goliath. So Goliath has now seen David come up and walking to the Philistine. And Goliath immediately has a hatred for David. David's young, he's handsome, he's glowing, and Goliath is like, "Nah, I'm gonna defeat you." And Goliath begins to threaten David. But this is where I just found so much joy in this story. Here in verse 45, David says, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." It goes on in verse 46 to say, "This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands." Wow, that's pretty amazing, right? David had so much courage in him. And I mean, anyone in that situation would have been scared. I think David might have been a little bit scared too. But he placed his trust in the Lord. He knew that the Lord had prepared him for this moment for a reason. That he was going to defeat Goliath. He was going to make change in history. And that's exactly what he did. So basically, what I took from this are a few things. 1, be courageous. Even if you are a little bit scared, or a lot scared, be courageous. Because the Lord has prepared you for whatever has come against you. 2, though the world tries to come against us with swords, with words, you know what we have? We have the name of the Lord Almighty. We have the armor of God, right? Goliath, he just wore some metal. But David wore the full armor of God, and he was faithful in prayer. I was struggling in my faith a lot. But even when I was doubting, even when I felt alone, even when I was scared, I placed my trust in the Lord. Because the amazing thing is, God fights our battles, right? He does. We still have to come prepared in faith. But God has prepared us, and God will utilize the gifts He's given us so that with His help, we can overcome and we can win those battles that seem incredibly impossible to win. You can win the battle that's going on in your mind, that's going on in your life. You can overcome that, but rely on the Lord's strength. So I really encourage you in this time and in the future too, trust in the Lord and place all of your life in Him. Allow Him to be your strength and Him to be your rock to get through this time. Because it may seem crazy, it may seem impossible even, but Mark 10:27, with God, all things are possible. All things are possible. Like David, he faced Goliath, who nobody was prepared to face. With the help of the Lord and a single stone, he took him down in battle. That's amazing. So God bless you guys. Hope you have an incredible week. Please remember to stay safe. Keep reading your Bibles, and I will keep you all in my prayers. You can win this battle with the Lord's strength. And remember, spread joy, bring hope, and share faith. See you guys. No expect. No. This is not. Oh. Stay safe and stay. Oh. Have a great. Oh. There's this battle that is. Oh, wait, where are we? Hold on.